Hagana looked like she was sulking in a bad mood when she faced Risa, but she was probably just uncomfortable. But Risa was all too happy to be reunited with Hagana. Marco, who just happened to be with her at the front of the hotel, walked up to me and said, "She's not at all the same type as Eleanor. Or as Chris. She just looks the part of a really sharp quant. But once you know that she's actually emotional, she's quite cute." As I said this with a completely straight face, I realized with consternation that Barton had appraised her in the same way. So this whole Emerald Industries mess is her doing? Yes, and one of the persons behind it was Barton, Keening Goldsmith. When I told Marco this, he made a face I wouldn't expect of him even if he dropped all of his assets by the wayside. Then he said, if there were monsters like him in such a small world, he should stop this job. But do you have anything lined up, Hal? I'm thinking. And that's not the only thing. Calming down the market. How do you even go about doing that? We don't have the option to print money, right? Or are you thinking about Barton to take in currency options? Could be worded a bit better, but okay. I have some expectations for that. If that is the case, then if we can persuade him, the option to print money will open itself to us. But we will get hurt big time if our positive predictions end up being wrong. After that, I used the office phone to talk a bit with Mr. Wallace. Mr. Wallace? He said one route was to ignore the currency options and just go ahead with printing money. Betting on printing enough moles to overcome the loss of options due to the depreciation of the mole, huh? Yes. He said that would be what the government should do if it was really committed to a relief plan. A rough idea like that is pretty much what I'd expect of an Earthborn. It's refreshing to hear, but then the depreciation of the mole would cause inflation. Inflation is a demon of finance that is incredibly hard to exercise. There is a reason for even the central banks of Earth, with all their history, to have the stability of cost of living as one of their main goals. Besides, people who have assets in mole banknotes will end up penniless. That includes us, Barton, or any of the companies operating on the Lunar Surface. If the Lunar Surface closes shop, that's also a possibility. Marco made a face like a kid peering at a trumped Loyal painting and cast his eyes down. I don't actually know what type of painting that is. Okay, lunch is ready. Risa said this as she left the large kitchen next to the dining area. Each of the 3 bedrooms had toilets, showers, and with a separate main bath in addition. There was even a big kitchen. Just what were the rich people who stayed here planning on doing? Or maybe they just thought they'd throw in whatever they could to make the apartment worth the price. But it actually served its purpose, so I really didn't mind all that much. So there you go, your happy reunion. It's unsettling to be eating in such a clean apartment, right? Are you still staying at that church? Hagana asked. Risa gave an embarrassed smile. No, I moved elsewhere. Still, it's probably just as dirty. To think I could give you enough money to move out. It's fun to clean up something that's worn out. Risa smiled, adding this. Just like the bonds between people. As she closed one eye in a wink, Hagana and I stole a glance at each other. So Marco tells me things are hectic as usual. How much did you tell her? The superficial stuff. Don't blame Marco, I was just curious. I'm not blaming him. It's just that he might inadvertently talk when trying to appease someone's worries. This is so big it could spark something really nasty. I know. On the news they gave the example of bank runs on Earth. It's really hard to do the right thing for everyone and not for yourself. In times like these, people are easily swayed by rumors. The history of religion has a lot of similar stories. Risa said this with a smile. But for now, please fill your stomachs. I doubt I'll be of much use for cleanup this time. Come to think of it, 8 years ago Risa cleaned up the church for us. So it's been 8 years already. I reflected on this as I ate Risa's homemade lunch, and then I said, this time, I'll do it right for sure. Risa looked at me with a smile and nodded. After lunch, Risa cleaned up and quickly returned to the church. She went on her way saying she was satisfied just seeing that Hagana looked well. Besides, Risa said she sold the orbital elevator ticket to someone for the regular price, saying if you're going to save the lunar surface, then I don't need it, do I? I couldn't tell if she was serious or if she was just trying to cheer us up, but it was very like her, I thought. I'm heading back to the government building. Seems Mr. Gazanika is in need of extra hands. Is Sasha also there? I think so. If there are movements, I'll notify you. Got it. Though I guess if I can't give you good news before you contact me, then that probably means we're in trouble. I'm expecting good news. Saying this, Marco left the room. Only Hagana and I remained. I had the impression that maybe, just maybe, he was reading the mood. I chose not to hold myself up in the government building because it would be difficult to bring her there. Wallace and the others would probably not sweat the small stuff, but if other people found out about Hagana, this would have an impact on morale. Besides, separating myself from Hagana wouldn't be very smart. Not because I believed I couldn't leave Hagana alone by herself, but because she was clinging to her tablet. If that program was predicting the collapse of investment banks, then conversely, it also held the possibility of reverse engineering what we could do to avoid that collapse. Still, it's crazy that such a small computer can actually do that. You can't do calculations with just this. Huh? I'm just giving instructions from here. I'm running a large-scale calculation system hosted somewhere else and receiving the result here. This is just displaying it. Wait, is that the reason you were painless even though you were working at Emerald Industries? Yes, I have enough calculation surface to simulate the variations of Earth's weather. I'm really glad you haven't fallen in love with Barton. Hagana squinted as she looked at me. I shook my head before plopping myself in a chair. We have to find a way to persuade Barton. For me, this was even harder than predicting the variations of Earth's weather. That was because I didn't even know from what angle to approach him. Money would be outright removed from the options. He would never agree to an amount of money we could prepare via our own means, and if we brought out the rotary presses and an overwhelming amount of money, then the losses from currency options would nearly kill Emerald Industries. Sob stories wouldn't work on him. So trying to persuade him by saying the lunar surface was at risk of collapse would not work either. After all, Barton had acted after considering this possibility. He wasn't the type to take orders or instructions from anyone. He just pushed through with his own whims. I realized in blank amazement that this was why Chris admired him so much. He was so cutthroat it was laughable. I wrote a few possibilities down on my tablet, erased them with a gesture, and then started over. After a bit, I noticed that the room had grown dim. I closed my text editor and opened the stock market. Harold Brothers stock price had dropped by 12% since yesterday and was at 32 rubles. Since all financial institutions are prey to harsh drops, 12% was very steep, but the price did not stand out that much. Tomorrow's earnings announcement would probably hold for a few days. However, as Wallace said, someone would certainly expose the deception. Anyone could see it. It was obviously rotten. And then it fell on us to find a miraculous way to turn the state of the market upside down within a few days. My sense of reason was tugging at me, asking if such a thing was really possible. Of course not. But with Eleanor at my side, I've been able to force even Avalon to collapse. 4 years ago, before I met Eleanor, if someone had asked me if I saw myself staying where I am now, I would certainly have answered, of course not. And if someone had asked me if it was possible to destroy the lunar surface purely via economic means, I would have answered absolutely not. But Hagana was actually about to succeed in that very endeavor. A thinker from long ago said that people tended to think the biggest thing that they had borne witness to was the biggest thing that could exist in this world. And reality always surpassed imagination. Clinging to that belief, I had no choice but to keep on thinking. To find a way out of this desperate situation. Where are you going? As I stood up, Hagana spoke. I'm going to turn on the light. At those words, it seemed Hagana finally noticed that the room had become quite dark. With a chuckle, I walked up to the wall and had a realization. The lunar lunar surface's dome was displaying an evening sky, and the city was tinted red. The closer you got to the extremity of the dome, the more purple would turn to indigo, a strange combination of colors that held a sort of sadness, and also gave a sense of warmth. Within this mixture of colors, the skyscrapers of the lunar surface were starting to light up, something different from both the night and daytime scenery. A truly unique sight was emerging. As I was bewitched by this view of the lunar surface, Hagana came to my side. What are you looking at? The scenery of the city. This is my birthplace. The words that slipped from my mouth surprised even me. After the deal with the medical report, I had been forced to think about what the lunar surface was. I'd never thought about it before, but apparently I cared for this place a great deal. More than just as the place where I was born and raised. Or it might have just been that my mind was reaching the understanding that the situation was completely hopeless, and that it might very well be the last time I looked at it. It's beautiful. Yes, it is. Hagana and I exchanged some brief words. Say, I asked Hagana, what is it? Let's say a miracle occurs, and this whole mess gets sorted out. Don't look at me like that right now. Don't look at me like that. But right now, things are pretty bleak. Or are you saying you're about to make a breakthrough? As I asked in a deliberately flippant tone, Hagana hung her head in shame. I quickly corrected myself. Okay, not a miracle. Let's say our efforts resolve this whole mess. Then what? Well then, where would you... No, I mean, in which place would you choose to live your life? Hagana gazed at me, looking at me as though she hadn't understood the question. What do you mean? Well, I mean, you also have a birthplace, right? It seemed it was a place where, when you looked up at the sky, you'd see a scene so beautiful, you might think God had a hand in creating it. Nothing else about it seemed particularly enjoyable. But I thought to myself that, for each of us, our birthplace was irreplaceable. If the lunar surface collapsed like this, even if people couldn't live there anymore, we had to live on. As I thought about where I might live, nothing in particular sprang to mind, so I thought living in Hagana's birthplace might not be so bad. I like the lunar surface better, Hagana said softly. Really? Hagana nodded. I have memories here after all. And clumsily, she took my hand in hers. That's why I wanted to erase it all. I once again realized what a horrible thing I'd done to Hagana. But for once, Hagana didn't stop speaking and pressed on. And one can always see the lunar surface from Earth. It's like you said, Hal. What did I say? That one couldn't run away from their past. The lunar surface is a satellite of Earth, after all. No matter where you go, you'll see it. Indeed. Even if the lunar surface lacked in history, it was about to reach 25 years. A lot had happened. No matter how much the city's appearance changed, there were places that hadn't changed. And those memories would never, ever go away. But I guess I'd only want a few select people to remain on the lunar surface. As I muttered this, I felt Hagana's hand, still holding mine, shudder a little. I'm not blaming you. I'm talking about the people who fled the lunar surface right after the medical report came out. I sighed and added. To be honest, I felt sad and frustrated. I thought deep down that this place was far more attractive than any place on Earth. I think so too. Chris said the same thing. Chris had said with some cheekiness, where else do you think it's possible to lead that successful of a career? But that was precisely the shape of one of the dreams that tied people to the lunar surface, despite their better judgment. That has got me thinking a bit. About what? About people who love the lunar surface gathering together and bringing money to the table to stave off this crisis. Something like that. I was thinking that if companies and funds from all over the lunar surface, that is, all the people who've had it good here, all gave some of their money, that could solve the problem. If they really love the lunar surface, then that kind of thing should be alright, don't you think? Besides, bank runs occur because people try to protect only their own fortune. Of course, I was aware that it was all just an idyllic idea. Well, it's only a stupid idea. As I said that with a laugh, Hagana suddenly said out of the blue, "It's not stupid." Huh. Hell? Don't you know? Hagana looked at me quizzically. I glanced back at Hagana dumbfounded. The one who used to be a prodigy girl full of openings, who would take everything at face value, said this. That's what you call taxes. But I also know. It happened, just as I was about to talk back. No, that's taxes. Hagana looked frustrated, twisting her face as if she was in pain. Well, she was never one to speak much. She couldn't express her thoughts eloquently. When I was reading up on currency options, I learned a lot about exchange and about currency. It said that when you don't have assets to back its value, like solid gold, then its value is the ability to collect taxes. That would be equivalent to the proceeds of a company, where the company is the government. In a way, currency was like a stock certificate of the government, and the more its balance was in the black, the more value it held. And in the current state of the world, where one was free to live where they pleased, one reason people lived on the lunar surface was because the taxes were cheap. In other words, this was the reason as to why the proposal of printing banknotes would be a dual-edged sword that could destroy the lunar surface. But was it really the case? Was it really the biggest reason for living on the lunar surface? What if this was not the case? Weren't we overlooking something very important? No, but wait. In that case, then maybe... I felt like something was about to click within my head. It even felt like I was about to reach some perfect shining thing I'd been able to see for 8 years but never touch. Until now. What was it? What was this feeling? As I was searching frantically for what it was, my tablet rang. Did Risa call me because she'd forgotten something? Such were my thoughts for 1 second, but I realized this was merely futile, wishful thinking on my part. The caller was, of all people, the king of pessimism, Wallace. Hello. Well, I bet you're not expecting this call to be good news. What? Are you going to tell me you're calling from heaven or something? I should be so lucky. Can you see the news on your tablet? Has there been some movement on the market? As I gave a sign with my eyes to Hagana, who was listening next to me, she nodded and opened a screen on her laptop. Her face was expressionless as usual, but just as Risa's smiles had several variations that could express different emotions, Hagana's blank expression had similar variations. What I could read in her expression was surprise and anguish. An emergency projection has been released in anticipation of Herald Brothers' earnings announcement tomorrow. It's terribly pessimistic. They're predicting losses evaluated above 7 billion mules on real estate-related positions. Whoa. I was rendered speechless. Was this leak caused by Barton's insiders? But what would be his reason for shaking Herald Brothers? Doing that would only bring the lunar surface closer to collapse. As I looked at the news screen with a look of utter despair on my face, my gaze went to the name of the person who had written the earnings projection report. I'd seen the name before. It belonged to a man who introduced himself as an independent securities analyst based in Wall Street, the biggest trading district on Earth. Iceman. It was that analyst, the one who teamed up with Avalon to corner Eleanor. In the course of Avalon's collapse, he had managed to avoid arrest and prosecution. Because of several business ethics violations, he had been fired from Herald Brothers. It could have been to take revenge on his former employer, or to satisfy some miserable sense of self-importance. Or maybe Maybe it was his conscience as analyst which revealed itself in such a critical moment. In any case, just as with stock purchases, there had to be someone who sold them. That was how the world worked. I understood that. Doing stock trading could lead to one to bear witness to outrageous acts. But he could have picked another moment for that. I was holding the tablet so hard in my hands that it was creaking. It's over. We can't do anything about it anymore. The president is currently talking with Sasha about who to recommend as director of the central bank. We were out of options. I looked at Hagana. Hagana was pale as a sheet, her gaze locked on the display. Really, are we out of options? If we had a lot of time, maybe. And there's also the problem of currency options. Didn't Marco tell you? It's a gamble. Guess it was better to die taking action than staying around waiting for death to come. Come to think of it, Eleanor also said she couldn't get used to a spaceship's automatic pilot. Maybe that was just the nature of investors. To believe we could open a path to the future with our own hands. If we weren't fools who believed in such fantasies completely, we wouldn't be able to survive in this world. I understand your frustration, though. We are but civilians. We merely spend our lives trying to walk around within the system in the best way. We are in no position to do anything about the collapse of the system itself. Was that what the pessimism in King of Pessimism meant? Please do not take your anger out on me. Accept reality. You should brace for the shock of the crash of the Lunar Surface's economy. Oh, also. About the director's seat of the central bank, my name and yours are listed as candidates. After all, it would cause problems to put someone there who has ties with some company. What will you do? I wouldn't mind taking the seat. Anyhow, I don't have long to live. You can't complain about what a dead person did, after all. Or so Sasha says. She hit the nail on the head. She sure is a skilled one. Wallace chuckled as he spoke. I felt ready to drop to my knees, still clutching the tablet in my hands. Deciding to use the rotary press might very well end up killing the patient in order to cure the disease. I had no idea whether to call it a courageous decision or a foolish act. However, even if there was no other option, results were everything in this world. I was about to hurl from my own egotism. I didn't want to become the person responsible for pulling the trigger on the Lunar Surface's collapse. I felt relief at Wallace's proposition, and for that I felt murderous urges toward myself. Well, I can hazard a guess as to what is paining you. If you are an investor, pick the best path. This is a selfish world. This is not a bad thing. You still have a lot to look forward to. You don't need to bear this dishonor. Thanking God that Wallace was not right in front of me, I cursed myself for creating such a mask for myself. Your gamble on the protection worked too well, right? Doctor. Are we in agreement about me taking the director's seat, then? I shall press the button of the rotary press in my name. This will make you a free man. Oh, Beardy was in turmoil, too. He thought it was too cruel to entrust the destiny of the Lunar Surface to you 3 times. Besides, the culprit is the one who built up Avalon, isn't he? I've heard his name, too. If nothing else, I realized it made sense. Pressing the button of the rotary press would end up causing a literal bombing of banknotes on Barton's scheme. This could blow up what was likely the biggest conspiracy in the history of humanity, just like blowing out a fire to put it out. I don't know if we'll have the time to set up a consolation party, but I'll make a reservation at Club 25. Doctor. Seems like this is the end. For the dreams of the Lunar Surface. Well, it was fun while it lasted. And with that, the call ended. I felt like I had been forced to confront the fact that all our hopes had been extinguished. I couldn't act. Hagana couldn't act. I wondered how long the silence that dominated the room lasted. I ended up being the first to speak. A fine hero of the Lunar Surface I am. I yelled, throwing my tablet to the ground. A fine hero of the Lunar Surface I am. In the end, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't convince Chris, and as for Barton, I couldn't even find an opportunity to try and persuade him. If the economy of the Lunar Surface collapsed and the mole crashed, I would also lose all of my assets. I had obtained a fortune comparable to a pharaoh's, and just like that, things were completely turned upside down. How fitting for the world of finance. Besides, for people who were actually working and sweating and actually had a job with a purpose that was useful to people, this was really a disaster. Because of some financial product they had nothing to do with, that they never heard anything about, and couldn't understand, they would lose everything they had built until now, and be forcefully repatriated to the reality called Earth. Those who had taken part in some way, who could see what was happening from the box seats, were probably actually blessed. But I couldn't even cry over how horrible this result was, no matter the circumstances that led to it. It was just so swift. Even swifter and more dumbfounding than when E.J. Roachberg bargained to buy Bull Stairs. And so, the lunar surface would probably end as one page of Earth's history, merely saying that this social experiment was a failure. Lost in anger, despondency, and despair, I was unable to move, but there was someone here to hold my hand. It was none other than Hagana. Hagana stood next to me, her eyes downcast, holding my hand. If nothing else, I had Hagana with me. This meager consolation was enough to put me on the verge of tears I was holding back. Hell? I know. I managed to hold back my tears, and after taking a deep breath, I spoke. We'll cut our losses. The economy is going to crash. We have to plan in order to protect our fund and Reese's fund's assets. And thinking about the worst-case scenario, we needed to get tickets for the orbital elevator as soon as possible. Egotistical, self-centered, say what you want. This was how the lunar surface showed dreams to people, and it was its sales point to develop itself. I said so to myself in my heart, as if to talk back against my own feeling of shame, and I was about to act upon it. But what stopped me was Hagana's hand. It just hurt my wrist. No, Hal. Hagana called out my name, stopping me in my tracks. I couldn't think clearly, as though my brain had short-circuited. I didn't understand at all why Hagana was doing that. What? If we are to move, then we can't waste a second. We must call Risa and Marco. Hal, listen to me. To what? I was yelling. Listen to what? What point is there now? The lunar surface is over. It's going out of business. Printing banknotes. This would be akin to going to the roadside and dumping off a product everyone was rapid to get their hands on. Talk about a killjoy. The lunar surface couldn't live on without dreams. I was aware that my face was twisted into a smile as I was crying. I won't blame you. It's not your fault. What is to blame here is the depth of human greed. So deep, no one could predict it. Some people see something floating in the sky, and they want to get their hands on it, even if they have to bring it down because of their greed. I yelled, but Hagana did not let go of my hand. Hal? And she called out my name once more. Hal, are you going to give up? I moved purely on reflex. Reason did not take the slightest part in this. I moved like a robot whose switch was flipped on. When I came to my senses, I was holding Hagana by her collar. But Hagana did not avert her gaze from me. You went to the far end of space to investigate and confirm something that was thought to be nearly impossible. The movie said so. Hagana said this with a deadly serious look on her face. This was more than enough to take me completely aback. The far end of space? Are you kidding? The place is just a short hike on the lunar surface. Feeling despondency taking the place of excitation, I was just about to collapse on the spot. But Hagana merely pursed her lips slightly in my correction, and spoke again at once. Then, that story about you fighting against hardships, that was all a lie? Was it a lie? It's not a lie. I uttered these words, and without thinking kept on speaking. That's what I want to believe. So which is it? Hagana asked, growing irritated. I responded, it's not a lie. Then what do I do? In this situation, what good is there in persisting anymore? Or would it be unethical to act right now on the basis of insider information? Is that it? No, that's not what I mean. But then, what do you mean? The words of defeat I was about to utter were blown away by a single sentence from Hagana. There is still something we can do. Huh? I thought I heard her wrong. There is still something we can do. Are you kidding me? I'm not lying, Hal. Hagana glared at me. Won't you believe me? In saying this, she grabbed my right hand. There were no words in existence that could bring more emotion out of me than that action. If there is another option, then you should pick that one. But if this is really the only option, then there's still another thing we can do. I believe that it's something that only you can do, Hal. But, Hal... Hagana pulled my hand, resting her forehead on my shoulder. I was taken aback and caught Hagana's body. I, too. This whole time, I've regretted what happened 8 years ago. I kept on telling myself that if only I had more skills to improve my program, then... No, that if only I told you more about what I thought and felt. Hagana, who had interrupted me as I was about to speak, said this before removing her face from my shoulder and looking at me. If only I had trusted more of my own feelings. Sometimes you see such people. They couldn't see any value in themselves, and they ended up hating themselves out of the blue. The words of that moneylender rose up in the back of my mind. I remembered Hagana 8 years ago, running away from the church, saying she'd sell herself to pay off the debt. I remembered her back then, wearing an expression that seemed to say nothing good ever happened to her in her entire life. That was probably the case. Hagana was regretting not trusting her feelings more. I wasn't the only one clenching his teeth, with all his strength just to move forward. Not at all. Hal, I love you, and just as much, I love this place right out to meet you. Hagana aimed these words straight at me without any embarrassment or hesitation, in a way that was so like her. But 8 years had passed since then. I found out that Hagana had, without any exaggeration, grown up. That's why I think this deal will work out. Deal? Yes. Hagana nodded as she said this. Hal, why do you think unhappiness does not disappear from Earth? What's with that question, out of the blue? I'm talking about what you taught me about value and price. I think we can solve the problem if we apply this. That's... Hagana uttered these words. I told you. Taxes. And Hagana started speaking. It was a way of thinking that was not appropriate at all for her, but at the same time, it was so rational that it was just like her. In the middle of her explanation, I ended up laughing. Laughing that someone could come up with that way of thinking. What Hagana brought up as a deal. It was, without a shred of doubt, a deal. I think we do have to think about how to set the prices, but with that, we should be able to bring him to the negotiation table. Yes, I think it's a problem of how much people are able to believe in the world. Indeed, if you, who are so suspicious yet so gullible, didn't mention it, I might not have noticed this. Sorry. This is clearly different. Really? It's clearly different. If I had not met you, and if we had not parted ways once, I certainly would not have thought about this. Her jet-black eyes gazed at me without a shred of doubt. In economic transactions, the word trust is used precisely because deals and transactions begin by trusting the other party. I laughed, but it was not a laugh of resignation. I was genuinely happy. still have somewhere we can go. We haven't reached the end of the world yet. Yes, your dream hasn't come true, but... yeah, that plan of yours is really untrodden land. You could even be big enough to dwarf Barton's plan. I grabbed back Hagana's hand, and after making sure I wouldn't let go of it, I picked my tablet up off the ground. Thanks to low gravity and the carpet covering the floor, it wasn't broken. I lightly brushed the dust off it and dialed the phone number. It was Economica I was calling, and I briefly explained my intentions to him. As expected, Economica was confused at my words and completely taken aback. But in the end, he did give in. After all, if things kept on going the way they were, there was no way to avoid the collapse of the lunar surface. In such a situation, even foolish gambits were fair game. Just like when he was good at rolling up his sleeves and yelling at people, Economica graciously made his decision. And after my conversation with Economica was over, I displayed another number. I never thought I'd call that number again, or that I'd get a call from it. With my tablet in my hand, I noticed that the corners of my mouth had relaxed for some reason. What is wrong? Hagana asked me. It's not like I'm nervous, but it's strange. My body isn't stiffening at all. Optimism? Maybe I'm underestimating the possibility of failure, but I'm aware of how outrageous a project it is, and how much of a dreamer I am, and yet I'm not scared of anything. Then what is it? Maybe... As I spoke, I raised my hand, bringing Hagana's into our line of sight. Because I'm not alone. Hagana looked with surprise at our connected hands, and she blushed. But I won't let go of her hand. I won't ever let go. Hal? Hagana looked at me and quietly nodded. I called the number I displayed. This was a phone call 8 years ago, and the phone call that would connect to our future. You're not going to come crying to me, are you? Those were his first words, but I had no reason to flinch from him. Have you forgotten who was in for a world of pain 4 years ago? We're tied at 1 win and 1 loss. Oh, then I guess she came back to your side. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I answered politely before saying this. I thought it was time to settle our scores. Such fierce words, mister. Barton laughed before heaving a sigh. I must now go back to Earth, where a most enjoyable project, building a pyramid, awaits me. I hope you have what is good enough to hold me back from that. At those words, I felt something akin to a shiver. Barton had already forsaken the lunar surface. After investing so much effort, preparing plans, stationing people, all that to reach an opportunity, he would not persist beyond reason. If the situation was worse than his expectations, he would retreat at once and never chase too far. Barton was a monster. A real investor created by the world of investment. May I meet you? You're not planning on arresting me and seizing my bank accounts, are you? Had you been that kind of man, that might have been one of my options. So acting the part of a virtuous man paid off, it seems. Where do you want us to meet, then? Downstairs. Huh? I like this hotel's coffee very much, you see. It's the same place as 8 years ago. Come. Barton spoke in a tone that led one to imagine he was smiling. I shall evaluate what became of my investment of 8 years ago. And with that, the call disconnected suddenly. Hagana looked a bit worried. But I was still smiling. I felt excitement akin to the sort one might feel when opening a present. And I knew that feeling. Barton was really something after all. My heart was about to burst from the anticipation, just as if I was waiting for the market to open the next day after setting up my stocks. I would learn how much I had grown. I was filled with this joy. Hagana. What? I spoke. Let's go. Hagana's answer was a happy smile.